What's up YouTube, Saf here on Super Saf TV, and in this video we're going to be checking out the iPhone 8 prototype model. Now you guys may have already seen my unboxing of the iPhone 8 working clone, and although this did give us a good idea of what the new iPhone 8 is going to look like, it wasn't completely there in terms of the size and the display, etc. But in this little box here we have a one-to-one replica of the new iPhone 8, and shout out to my buddy Sonny for helping me to source this. So let's go ahead and have a closer look. Now the box isn't as fancy as what we had with the clone, but let's have a look at the model itself, and let's go ahead and get rid of the plastic. Wow, that does look really good. And we can go ahead and get rid of the back plastic too. Now I have to say right away, this thing looks totally legit. I am really surprised at how well this has been built. So you can see this is the silver version, and the first thing is that it actually has a glass back on here, and we've not got metal this time around. It is a metal and glass sandwich like we've seen on many of the devices such as the S8 and the LG G6. And the main reason for this is wireless charging. You can conduct wireless charging with a glass back. You can't do that with a metal back. So this is the reason why this has a glass back, and the iPhone 8 is going to be the first iPhone that's going to be supporting wireless charging. Now the camera on the iPhone 8 is positioned vertically, not horizontally like we had on the iPhone 7 Plus. I'm not too bothered about that personally. What I am bothered about is this camera bump. This is still there. I really wish that Apple just increased the thickness of the iPhone 8 so we can have a bigger battery, and then we wouldn't have a camera bump. But hey, that's me. I don't think Apple are going to do that anytime soon. Now in terms of how these cameras are going to function, they're going to be similar to the iPhone 7 Plus setup, where we're going to have one wide-angle standard lens, and the second is going to be a telephoto lens. These two lenses are also going to work together to give you that portrait mode, the blurry background, which I know a lot of you guys like. But the iPhone 8 is also going to have some form of augmented reality with these cameras. Apple has really been pushing on augmented reality. They've been encouraging developers to develop apps that support augmented reality. So this is a feature that the iPhone 8 is going to have. We've got dual LED flash in the middle, and there's also this little dot, which I'm assuming might have something to do with that augmented reality function. Now moving on to the frame here, you can see that we've got a beautiful stainless steel frame, which looks absolutely awesome with this silver model. On the black model, this is going to be color coded and should look really slick. I'm definitely looking forward to the black model a little bit more. Now on the top, we don't actually have anything. On the left-hand side is the volume buttons as well as the mute switch. On the right-hand side, we have a power button, which is actually a little bit larger compared to what we had before, as well as the SIM card tray. At the bottom, things have stayed relatively the same. So we've got the lightning port as well as some grills on the left and right. One of these is going to be for the mic, and the other is going to be one speaker. We should have dual speakers on the iPhone 8. Now turning the device around, here is the standout feature at the front, and that is that display. I've been looking forward to this for a long time from Apple. Traditionally, iPhones have had really large bezels, but this is going to change with the iPhone 8. You can see here we have absolutely minimal bezels, and the screen to body ratio is absolutely awesome. Now because of these small bezels, this means that we have a massive 5.8-inch display in a relatively compact body. We'll do a size comparison in a short while, and this display is also going to be of OLED technology, so we're going to get deeper blacks and more vibrant colors. These displays are supposedly going to be made by Samsung, the experts in OLED technology, so this should be really nice to see as well. And one of the other things that you're going to notice here on the front is that we don't have any space for Touch ID, so there is no fingerprint scanner here. Initially, we had rumors that the fingerprint scanner is going to be embedded within the display itself, but it looks like Apple are not going to be able to do that in time. Samsung weren't able to do that in time either for the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Then we had some rumors that it's going to be on the back of the device, and we saw some leaks to that effect, but that also doesn't look like the case. What we are likely to see is 3D facial recognition. Now, if we look here on the top section, we can see that there's a bit of a dip into the display, and this has multiple sensors, more sensors than what we've seen before on iPhones. It almost looks like a dual camera setup, and that is going to be for the 3D facial recognition. So it looks like we're not going to have Touch ID at all. It's going to be the 3D facial recognition. And we've had versions of facial recognition before, but they haven't been too accurate because they can be fooled by picture. but with this 3D facial recognition, it should be as secure, if not more secure than Touch ID. As well as the sensors, you can also see the earpiece. Now this should also act as a secondary speaker. So we'll have one at the bottom, one at the top, like we have on the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. Now let's go ahead and compare the size of the iPhone 8 to the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. So you can see here that it sits comfortably in between these two. It's slightly larger than the iPhone 7, but quite a bit smaller compared to the iPhone 7 Plus. And in terms of the displays, the iPhone 8 has a larger display than the iPhone 7 Plus, but you can see how much smaller it is, and that all goes down to those minimal bezels. Now, if you want to pick up a skin for one of your iPhones or want to get one for the next iPhone, then definitely check out our sponsor for this video, dbrand Skins. They've got lots of quality skins for lots of different devices, and I'll be leaving a link to them in the description below. Now let's go ahead and compare the iPhone 8 for size to the Samsung Galaxy S8. And here you can see that the S8 is slightly taller, but it's also slightly narrower, and that does come down to the 18.5:9 aspect ratio that you have on the Samsung Galaxy S8. It doesn't seem like it's going to be as narrow here on the iPhone 8. Now, next up, I actually have a case for the iPhone 8. Let's go ahead and try this out for size and see if this actually fits this prototype model. And as you can see here, this is an absolute perfect fit. So a lot of you guys may know that case manufacturers generally get early information about the new iPhone, mainly because they can then prepare their cases. So when the iPhone does release, they'll have them ready to buy. And a lot of people like to buy cases as soon as they've bought their new phone. And here we can see that this Pitaka case fits perfectly on this prototype model, which then goes to show that this is most likely going to be pretty much exactly what we're going to see from the new iPhone 8. I mean, if you think about it, case manufacturers are going to be spending lots of money making these cases, and if they want 100% sure of what the iPhone 8 is going to be like, then they would be losing out on a lot of money. So I would say that this is 90% there at least. We might just see some slight tweaks or something when the actual iPhone 8 does release, but generally speaking, this is what we're going to be expecting from the new iPhone 8 or the new iPhone X edition or X, whatever it's going to be called. What do you guys think of the new iPhone 8 and this prototype model? Definitely let me know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then please do hit that thumbs up button for me. It really does help me out. And if you haven't already, then be sure to subscribe and switch on notifications. There's plenty more coverage coming up, especially of the iPhone 8 as soon as it's announced and released. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on Super Saf TV, and I'll see you next time.